What harmful things are being taught to children? Not owning up to their mistakes or blaming them on others. What to think instead of how to think. How to internalize stress and implode as teens and adults. Being wrong is bad. That's why many people don't change their mind when they were given trustable sources. They don't want to be wrong. In a nasty divorce, the parents may only talk about each other's bad qualities and the kids may have an issue/issues with their parents. That failure is bad. Failing should not be considered as an obstacle but a step in the learning process. Demonizing the failure and stigma associated with it makes many children lose their interest once they fail. That they shouldn't question an adult. You do not have to play with everyone. There is a total lack of social accountability. If Laura is always cheating at tag, it's okay to not let her play. If little Billy throws sand in the sandbox, little Timmy does not have to play with him. Laura and Billy need to learn how to play appropriately. Deleted. Happened to my son in middle school. A kid sucker punched my son. My son then fought back and pinned the kid against the wall. He has long arms, and punched him a few times. The school called me and my wife and told us our son was suspended. We went to the school and they said even though multiple witnesses as well as the kid said he threw the first punch, that the school had a zero tolerance policy so our son would be suspended. We asked what the school believed our son should have done and they said he should just walk away. We told them that he would not be receiving any punishment at home and that the policy was fucked up. Children do learn about sex at a young age. It just isn't usually in a productive way. I know I did. My own experience. Questions like this are why I believe in being infinitely clear with my kids. You are going to hear total crap from other kids. If you hear something you don't understand, come talk to me. You can ask me anything and expect a decent answer. And I would give examples of the total crap I had heard as a kid, most of which would result in pregnancy. Son, age 6. Daughter, age 7. Riding home from school. Daughter says Tiffany said she had sex with my brother, which left me a grand total of 3 minutes to gather my wits before we got home. Okay, do you guys know what sex is? Blank looks. Sex is when you take off all of your clothes and rub privates together. You can make babies that way. Looks of shock and disgust. Do you think your brother had sex with Tiffany? No. I think she was using a really bad way of trying to say she likes him. And maybe she watches the wrong TV shows where if people like each other they always have sex. Were my kids really ready for a sex talk? No, not really. They didn't care. Did we really need to have one about then? Yep. My job as a parent is to be there to put things that come up in context for them, not run around after them deciding what and when they need to know things. No backtack. Many adults use it as you're not allowed to challenge what I have to say. Makes sense if it's a cranky toddler being negative for negativity's sake. But suddenly older children can't question things or raise valid points of their own. No is a bad word. It's a strong word but not a bad one. Teaching them that it's not okay to fail. Some people need a little more time than others. It's okay to not get something now. Kids should be given more time to process things. Imagine having a poor grade because of a low score from the beginning of the year. How can we show children that it's not pass or fail? It's try and improve. Kids are starting social media so early these days. And I think that's very dangerous because it puts a lot of pressure on the kid to attribute their worth to their social media success. I also think parents are way too open with their social media when it comes to their kids. And it's totally a violation of the child's privacy, of which some parents will never admit. Nobody cares about children's/teens issues. Well, it's only going to get worse from here. You think school is hard? Have you ever paid a fucking bill? You're just a kid, you can feel this way. It breeds an emotional disconnect from parents and their kids, and makes kids feel alone in their emotional struggles. That nobody cares because they're not adults and they don't have adult problems. to repress their emotions. It will only cause them to bottle them up and accumulate them to the point of exploding in an instant. Probably not harmful, but in kindergarten we were prohibited from playing soccer because it was too dangerous. We were kindergarteners. We probably would stand there and kick the ball, not go full on FIFA or sheet. Edit. What the fuck? Thanks for the upvotes, guys. Little girls get told all the time that boys are bullying them because they like them. Boys don't cry. Let the damn boys cry. I personally hate when I hear parents telling their kids white lies to stop them from doing something. If you have a different opinion than someone, you hate them, and that's wrong. Bullies are only bullies because they feel insecure about themselves and you should sympathize with them. Fuck that. If someone is being shitty to you, then they don't deserve your sympathy. You show me respect first because I'm an adult and have authority, then I choose whether I should show you respect no other way. Making children hug or kiss someone, usually a relative, that they are uncomfortable with is not good. The child may just be grumpy and or not wanting to show affection, or their warning bell sensors could be going off and they do not know how to communicate that. Plus forcing them to hug / kiss sends mixed messages about personal / physical boundaries and affection itself. I would say what's harmful is what's not being taught. That complaining is the same as not being grateful. Can't count the number of times growing up when adults basically told me to shut up whenever I was complaining about something and that I should be grateful that I was born where I was. Like, sure, I'm glad I wasn't born into some starving African family, but that doesn't mean everything is perfect over here and that we shouldn't try to improve things here as well. Is she younger than you? Just let it go. Can't you be more compassionate? You're the older one here in this situation. She little child. She doesn't know any better. Absolutely hate this information that was drilled into me since I was a kid. Edit. I think children under the age of 3 are an exception to this though. I was referring to the 5 to 12-year-olds who could get away with stuff because they were younger. Good will win, evil will be punished. There is no karma. Some people will do all sorts of shitty stuff and be successful and happy. Other people will do good and will end up with cancer. Political views. At ages that children are really too young to understand them, they just spout off their parents' thoughts. I think what we're not taught is more harmful. For example, the fact that we never learn, at least in my country, how to fact-check things. Bad ideas about sex from porn. Doing the right thing will sometimes make others hate you. Be prepared for that. That everybody is a winner. No losing, and disappointments are part of life and they are integral to your growth both emotionally and socially. We have a lot of people who enter the real world who have been told they are deserving of things just because and cannot take rejections and losses in their personal and professional lives with any grace whatsoever. This is also resulting in mediocrity being accepted as a norm cause nobody wants to call out ineptitude. While the hard work and dedication being put in by people who do end up in good positions are being played down. It's a little harsh, but it's true. Kids got to learn how to lose before they can truly start to win. That's the only way being gracious in victory will ever come about. That you can be anything you want in life. Sorry, but this just isn't correct. Poor Eddie who can't grasp basic division isn't going to be an astronaut. Abstinence-only sex education. This is more of what they're not being taught. Proper sex education is important. Edit. For anyone interested in posting a link to a John Oliver segment on America's sex education system. It's very informative but also quite funny. https://youtube.b/l060. Edit 2. Wow, I did not think this was the comment that would get so much attention. Teaching kids not to question things just because someone is older, or allegedly wiser, is one of the most frustrating things that I see on a daily basis. How is a child supposed to ever develop any individual and nuanced ideas if they can't think for themselves? Finishing your plate minus you should eat till you're full, not until there is no more food on your plate. Kids today are more aware of consequence and their digital footprint than any generation before minus speaking strictly of middle and high school aged kids. They're extremely well aware of how something can come back to bite them later in life. Some might think this is good and a step towards a more mindful generation, but I disagree. Minus they've just gotten better at hiding it. For the sake of maintaining a happy face and limiting their digital footprint, kids today repress anything that might be perceived as off track. Basically all those sheet social media influencers that teach young people that it's all about money and brand names. School is the only way to be successful and college is a requirement. The lie that life is fair and things happen for benevolent, valid reasons. Then we let them get burned and figure it out themselves. If he's mean to you, he likes you, it just teaches little girls, mostly girls, to expect violence from people who love them. Being discouraged to speak up about illnesses because it makes them weird / something's wrong with them. They talk about like, you need therapy, which isn't a bad concept and you probably do need it, but they picture it in such a bad light. Subscribe, like and comment if you hate outros. Begging you to subscribe, like and comment.